We can now look at the three chisels' cutting edges. As you can see, the beveled edge has a totally different cutting edge compared to the other two chisels. And you can see that the mortise chisel is a lot more stronger and squarer than the firmer chisel. This backs up what we have discussed above. So let's look at the cutting edge. The cutting edge of a chisel comprises of two different angles. We have A, which is the grinding angle, and B, which is the sharpening angle. The sharpening angle is where it cuts the material and is the sharpest point of the chisel. The grinding angle can be as low as 20 degrees, and the sharpening angle is usually at 30 degrees, which produces the sharp edge in which cuts the material. As the grind angle can be as low as 20 degrees, if it was less, it would lessen the strength of the chisel and could be easily broken if applied to a serious force. As you can see in the diagram, when the grinding angle is less than 20 degrees, it could have a tendency to break and chip, which affects the precision and accuracy when using this tool. With the sharpening angle at 30 degrees, it produces a sharp edge on the chisel, allowing it to cut through the fibers of the wood, creating a nice smooth finish when the chisel is used correctly. This will be discussed in more detail in the next video. As you can see in the diagram, you can see that the 30 degrees begins to curl up the material, removing it easily when providing enough force. The sharpening angle is always more than the grinding angle. When you look at the diagram of the chisel, with the grinding angle at more of a degrees than the sharpening angle, you can see that the cutting edge of the chisel seems to be very weak and has the possibility to break off, as it is so thin compared to the rest of the chisel. This is why the sharpening angle is always more than the grinding angle, because it produces a good cutting edge which cuts through the material easily. Chisels vary in size, but the chisels that are smaller in size between the top of the chisel and the base of the chisel provide less pressure in removing the material, as the chisel is cutting through less material. As you can see in the diagram, there is a lot more force needed for the larger chisel to cut through the material compared to the smaller chisel which is above.